Okay, so we've all played or at least seen a post-apocalyptic game setting before. It has been done countless times with countless games. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen it done with animals? No? Didn't think so. Tokyo Jungle, developed in-house by Sony Computer Entertainment's Japan studio, is a very unique title that has a very interesting concept. But does that mean it's good? Let's find out. Tokyo Jungle is set in a destroyed Tokyo where all the humans have mysteriously disappeared. You play as a range of animals including dogs, wildcats, house cats, and even pandas as you try to survive the new dangerous world. You see, in Tokyo Jungle, in order to unlock story chapters, you must complete certain challenges in survival mode, thus extending the length of the game to a huge degree. The story in Tokyo Jungle is not where the meat of the game is, but it's a fun distraction as it can be inadvertently funny at times. The earlier levels have you play as a small Pomeranian dog and ask you to become the beast you was always meant to be. These parts of the story had me chuckling a lot, and I ended up finding the story to be lighthearted and fully original. Overall, I found the story to be an interesting experience, and getting to the game's ending will provide a huge challenge for players. The graphics in Tokyo Jungle are a mixed bag. The environments all have a realistic look to them, but don't seem to have the amount of technical polish you would come to expect from an in-house studio. I'm not saying they're bad because they ain't at all bad, but they are just nothing special. All the environments seem to just blend together, and all the areas in the game just come off as one huge area instead of distinctive places you will remember. Not to mention some of the backgrounds look like they're just pictures. The upsides to the graphics are the excellent looking animal types and animations that go with it. All the animals look great and are animated so well that all the animals have a different look and feel to the way they attack enemies and move. It's so good that playing with a different animal is like playing a whole different experience. One last thing I would like to note about the presentation of Tokyo Jungle is just how simplistic and boring the menus look. It's honestly just hugely underwhelming in every way in which they are presented to you. Overall, I would say the graphics in Tokyo Jungle are average. The sound in Tokyo Jungle is solitary and makes you feel completely alone, which in a way helps to convey the feeling of an apocalypse and completely benefits the game. For instance, there is no voice acting, but why would there be? Only animals are said to survive the apocalypse, so adding voice acting would potentially break the law they're trying to set up. Having no voice acting works in their favour hugely as it creates a hugely personal game. Playing as a Pomeranian for 2 hours, protecting yourself and building a family is a rewarding experience, and because of the loneliness to the game, this makes you feel proud of what you have managed to do in such dire situations. Having someone provide voiceover work on those crucial parts of the game would have totally ruined that experience, but gladly it wasn't included. The soundtrack, however, is dreadful. I played about 4 to 5 hours of the game and all I could hear was one single drum beat the whole time, and it got annoying quick. Let's just put it this way, the soundtrack is hardly there, and when it is, you will want it to go away. Last of all, the sound effects are awesome, with all the animals making realistic and ferocious growls. Overall, I will say that the sound in Tokyo Jungle is just above average. The gameplay in Tokyo Jungle is equal parts resource management, hack and slash, and a little RPG mixed in for good measure. The game's survival mode allows you to enter the open Tokyo landscape and venture wherever you like. You get to play as either a herbivore or a carnivore. These are two distinctly different experiences. If you play as a carnivore, you will be hunting for food, killing various animals, and being an overall badass. But if you play as a herbivore, you'll have to play a little bit more strategically. You'll have to sneak past your enemies and look for plants to eat. You see, playing survival mode never gets old because of the two distinctive classes you get to play as. It's just a lot of fun. In survival mode, you can also take over various territories in the game world. These act as sleep points when your stamina gets too low or you need to save the game. More importantly though, if you own a territory and you have enough reputation, you can attract a mate and create a family. It's all very creepy in a hilarious way, but it's usually unique because you can effectively play for hours and hours and create a timeline of awesome animals. Not only that, but if your main animal dies, you can play as the younger generation instead. It's interesting and rewarding at the same time. You can also complete challenges set for your specific character in the game, which will net you survivor points that will go up on the online leaderboards for everyone to see, which is a nice touch. You can also find and equip gear in the game which will raise your animal's stats in certain ways and help you out a little bit, thus adding some depth to the game with some RPG elements. Overall, every aspect of the gameplay in Tokyo Jungle is unique and entertaining. There's just a lot of interesting fun to be had going through this apocalyptic wasteland. Tokyo Jungle is a weird game to review as there is no other game like it, but I need to say I've come to really enjoy this funny little game wholeheartedly. Don't get me wrong, I don't see myself playing this for hours and hours on ends, as I don't think I could, but for something to always come back to and have a laugh with, this is a great game, and for that I give it a 7 out of 10. Tokyo Jungle is a unique and fun experience, yet it has quite a few drawbacks, but it's all forgiven when you realise that you are playing a game where a Pomeranian is a beast, and killing a hyena has netted you a neat hat for your little pooch. It's weird, it's nonsensical, but that's what makes the game so joyous to play. Tokyo Jungle was provided to me by Sony Computer Entertainment and is only available on the PlayStation 3. I would like to thank them for sending me this title for review. Hey guys, if you liked the review, then subscribe to the channel and check out the TeamGamersNetwork.com as we have a ton of gaming goodness waiting for you. Also, if you're interested, I have a Twitter and I post a lot of gaming updates, so be sure to follow me if you love gaming as much as I do. Bye guys.